Like you mentioned earlier, Brian, if they win this game, this means they secure the 8th and final seed in the SWAC tournament. Yes, Brian, head coach Carlos Funches and the Lady Jags just notched another W in the win column. And for the vets on Coach Odom's team, it was more than just a W. It was their last hoorah at A.W. Mumford Stadium, 1-0. This has been head coach Dawson Odom's motto since 2013 before entering every game. Third quarter troubles found him early, but late in the fourth quarter showed exactly what the offense can do in late game situations. Yes, Brian, head coach Carlos Funches and the Lady Jags just notched another W in the win column, which means they are just 2 games away from locking up the regular season SWAC title and the #1 seed heading into the SWAC tournament. But the posed question is now, do they have enough in the tank to finish the season on top? But before you answer that question, let's get to some highlights. Tonight, the Lady Jags hosted the Alabama State Hornets, and both teams would come out swinging early. The Hornets kept it close going into halftime, down by 3, but lost their sting as Southern began to pull away in the third quarter. The Lady Jags' stingy defense and forcing turnovers would be the X factor in this game as they came away with the win 62-52 and improved to 18-12 on the season. Senior guard Rashante Coward had a big game off the bench, shooting 6 for 10. That's 13 points on the night for her. After the game, Coach Funches credited that speeding the tempo of the game was key in the win tonight.
Well, tonight we didn't want the game to be really a half-court game, and they started getting the game toward their pace. You know, they have some really big girls down in the paint, and they are physical. So we wanted to try to get the game up and down. So I thought our pressure kind of bothered them a little bit and made them speed up. And that's the type of game that we wanted.
Next up for the Lady Jags is a Saturday matchup against the Alcorn State Braves on senior night, where they hope to continue their win streak. But right now, Coach Sean Woods and the men's team are getting ready to fight a buzz of their own. So stay tuned at 10. We'll have more coverage of basketball here on The Bluff. Reporting from the F.G. Clark Activity Center, I'm Brandon Prince. 1-0. This has been head coach Dawson Odom's motto since 2013 before entering every game. Now in his 7th season, he hopes to pick up where he left off since last season in 2018. Southern finished with a 7-4 record, punching their ticket to a SWAC championship title game after beating the Grambling State Tigers in the Bayou Classic. However, they would fall short of a championship, losing to the Alcorn State Braves for a second time that season, 37-28. Now, with the start of their 2019 season just a few days away against the Cowboys of McNeese, Coach Odoms and the Jags are focusing on polishing fundamentals and executing their game plan.
Well, I think consistency. I think just getting better each and every week, and that's what the non-conference schedule is all about. If we can continue to improve week to week so that when we get to the conference schedule, we'll be in a better position than we were when we started the season.
Just communication. That's all it takes, just communication and blocking to the echo of the whistle. We have to communicate between Dre just so we know who we have and who he has as far as like his reads and things like that.
Mistakes are going to happen, whether it's theirs or ours. We just have to, if it does happen on our end, we just have to respond to adversity.
In the fall, like, we were just working on like footwork and technique. Now we're basically working on everything. So it's just up tempo now. You know, it's game time now.
This Saturday marks the 80th game for head coach Dawson Odoms, and right now he's 50-29 versus his opponents. But for now, reporting from A.W. Mumford Stadium, I'm Brandon Prince. Yes, Chess, it was more than just good tailgating aromas filling the air around Southern University's campus. It was the smell of a W. And for the vets on Coach Odom's team, it was more than just a W. It was their last hoorah at A.W. Mumford Stadium. So you know they wanted to go out with a bang while putting on a show for the crowd, and that they did. Tonight, the Jags hosted Arkansas Pine Bluff, and they took the fight right out of the dog early, or should I say the roar out of the Lions' mouth, dominating all 3 phases of the game, scoring 42 first-half points while only allowing 9 points defensively. They would continue to clobber the UAPB Lions 56-24. Quarterback Ladarius Skelton was a big part of the offensive assault, completing 12 of his 15 passes with 283 yards through the air and 4 touchdowns. As for seniors, wide receiver Randall Menard saw the end zone twice with 2 catches for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. After the game, Coach Odoms talked about the atmosphere he hopes to maintain on the Bluff and the importance of molding his players.
And I think the longer you do this, the more you appreciate seeing those guys go from freshmen to seniors. And you start understanding your purpose as a coach. Believe me, my purpose here is not winning. It's not winning. That's too easy. My purpose for being at Southern is to create a culture that embraces the program that we have.
The Jags are currently first in the SWAC West with the Grambling State Tigers on their heels, which means whoever wins the 45th annual Bayou Classic game will take on the Alcorn State Braves in the SWAC Championship. So you know that Southern would like nothing more than to have a redemption game against Alcorn after losing to them earlier this year. But first, they have to take care of business in New Orleans. So reporting from A.W. Mumford Stadium, I'm Brandon Prince.